Welcome to Friday Night Lights on Fox 12 Oregon, presented by Pacific Office Automation.
Well, rain, wind, and dark before 8 o'clock. It must be week 3 of Fox 12's Friday Night Lights. League play for some, cancellations for others, and a 24-hour heads up for a pickup game for a few. These are the times to enjoy one of the simpler things in life, amateur athletics and community back together. We go live along Cornell with the Garden of Sound of our own. Craig Burnback from Sunset High. What many hoped to see back in April, Craig, during the spring season finally came true. Apollos and West Linn in our big game feature.
Yeah, Nick, both these teams were undefeated in that strange spring season, but because there were no playoffs, they never got a chance to square off. So you know that both programs had tonight's game circled on their schedule, and you know whoever won tonight was going to leave here feeling confident they could beat anybody in the state this season. Believe it or not, Sunset and West Linn were squared off for the first time since 1994, back when I still had hair. West Linn, though, is going to start first as Chase Harmon throws it up, and that's Barrett Brundage taking it down and sprinting in from 41 yards out, and it was 7-0 visitors. Second quarter, Harmon again to the air. This time, it's Mark Hamper, who was a beast tonight, and it's 14-0 Lions. The Lions would then turn to the run game to pick up 6 more points, as that's Jackson Steinhauer, who will not be denied. He's in, and it's 21-0 West Linn at the break. Third quarter now, and Sunset's defense, which was tough all night, gets offensive. That's a fumble, that's a scoop, that's a score, as Patrick Owens is going to disappear into the end zone. Sunset had a chance, down just 14. But West Linn was just better tonight, as Harmon's third TD pass was a laser to Gus Donnenberg, and the Lions are 3-0 thanks to the 28-14 win. I know you guys wanted to play this one last year. Yep. What was it like to get on the field and finally play Sunset?
Oh man, I mean, I think we both had the longest active win streak in 6A, so coming out here, I feel like we did it a little bit for the senior class that didn't get the opportunity, and so, you know, when you're repping West Linn, you're repping a lineage, and we just want to continue the greatness that is West Linn, so I feel good about it. Good team win.
And Nick, as I mentioned, the last time these two teams played was back in 1994, and that was actually the only time these teams have ever played before. So the Lions are now a career 2-0 against the Apollos. Live from Sunset High School, I'm Craig Burnback, Friday Night Lights.
Well, another big game saw a border duel. Jesuit Camas, two of the prideful powers out of the other side of the river, of course. Crusaders, Papermakers from Doc Harris. Second half, 13-3 JHS. Camas driving in Jesuit territory, but the defense ready to thrive. That's Matthew Rincon records the interception and takes it back to the 25 of the Golden Domes. Points were hard to come by in this night for both. Late third, Camas marching again. John Schultz down by the hash marks for a 14-yard gain to the 3. Third down now on the 1. Jarris Phillips filling him up. Pounded in. It's a 13-10 ball game. Fourth quarter now, under 4 minutes to go. Schultz on the carry across midfield for a 15-yard down gain. The palms getting sweaty. Camas, boy, then on 4th and 2, but tip ball. Zach Costarella, costly turnover. Traveling party's got to go 67 yards the other way. 20-10 in the end. Jesuit now gets back home with the highly talented Westview team. And meantime, Camas will play its 4th straight game against an Oregon power against West Linn next Friday. Rivalry night in the capital city. Who you got, South Salem or West Salem? The Titans had won the last 5 by a combined 182 points, both off to hot starts. That's Johnny Withers on the first down run. Same drive, that Withers kid hammers away, makes it a 4-yard score. West up 33-21, no longer a black hole there. South had the jab right back, though. Dashiell Smith, Jackson Watson, my dear, 26 yards. Saxon's deficit just 5, 33-28. But West kept on grinding the gears on the ground. Hudson Gierdich moves the chain to eventually set up a field goal. West a winner again, 36-28. PIL League night for the Marshall campus. Grant playing host to newly named McDaniel. The school on 82nd Avenue, now known as Leotis V. McDaniel Mountain Lions. Second quarter, all Grant. Jay Sean Pete in from the 1. Riding high for the Generals. Donald Stevens can scoot 2. Poot and Boogie. Stevens You cannot bring him down with an arm tackle. He's got that shirt untucked too. It looks pretty good. We've seen this kid many a time before. He's like a 20th year senior, seems like, that spring season. 30-yard gain. That possession said the next time we'd see Pete play. The big splash play to earn a few more stars on the lid. Jay Sean getting it done. 41 yards, 42-0 the final. Grant remains home now next Friday with Franklin. Our Bridget Chavez found herself in the middle of a crosstown rivalry that dates way back. Hillsboro's Glencoe Crimson Tide riding in high to the Beaver Dam of Beaverton. Bridget, good to see you, and what a great night, what a great finish.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Nick, great to see you too and be back here for week 3. This game came down to the wire, less than 20 seconds to go. A heartbreaker for the Beavers. Crimson Tide takes home the W. The first half of this game was a lot of back and forth. 2 touchdowns for both the Beavers and the Crimson Tide, but a worthy mention for the Beavers. Their kicker, Kiri Vogelsang, good for a few extra points. She is one of only 2 female kickers in the Metro League who run the world, girls. At the half, we're tied up at 14. We're taking you straight to the 4th quarter. At this point, the Beavers have a comfortable lead, 42-28. But Glencoe's Royce Fassel will not let up. This kid is their man. He plows through the Beaver Dam and touchdown Crimson Tide. Beaverton's Christian Gonzalez on the reverse. He's good for 6. But this is what the game all comes down to. Swing pass from Fassel to Lucas Anthony. Crimson Tide gets the 2-point conversion, down 1 score. And here, Glencoe gets the onside kick. No surprise here. Fassel finds a hole and dives in for 6. Fassel again finds Zach Schlottman for the 2-point conversion, 50-49. It doesn't get better than this. A dynamite ending to seal the deal. None other than Royce Fassel with the interception.
I think the main people that recognize is our line. I wouldn't be able to get what I did without our line, you know. They stepped up really, especially after last game. You know, we made adjustments, we talked through, and we came out with a win, so it's a good day.
Final score here in Beaverton, 50-49 again. A crazy finish. And next week, Glencoe takes on Reynolds, and Beaverton will host Southridge. Live in Beaverton, Bridget Chavez, Friday Night Lights.
Park Rose in Milwaukee sure glad to see one another after having their home games with LaSalle Prep and North Marion canceled. The Broncos hooked up with the Mustangs. How neighborly of them. 5A, 4A Broncos Stangs giddy up. How about this one here? Mustangs on 4th and 5. You go short pass, Caden Harris, Zane Garvey run that ball for the score, and shout out my guy Kevin Lund behind the lens. Got to respect that. 34-13 Milwaukee. 4th quarter, Park Rose punching across the goal line. That's Rich Tran. Made it 34-20. But more from Milwaukee, pouring it on with Mr. Garvey. 13 yards in for another touchdown. Milwaukee just having so much fun. Davin Toole, you're on TV for this kind of great play you made right here. Tool time with the INT and the TD. Celebrate those good times for Tim Price's boys on that new turf, looking good. No final score to report quite yet. They were rolling, though. Park Rose gets back home with Redmond next week. Milwaukee brings in Henley. How about Fox 12 and Independence? 5A Mid Willamette, Lebanon Central. The Panthers stomping behind Chase Nelson, Aaron Cooper. That's a first down connection. The pass and the run, Central's Kohler Hernandez gladly accepting the handoff here. 4-yard touchdown, the first of the night. Back to the passing game, Chase Nelson, Miles Crandall. We've seen this kind of reception range from Crandall even just last week. Cradled it in. Same drive, same kid from moments ago. Kohler Hernandez carries in another pavement, made it 14-0. Lebanon would score before the half. We await the final score down there in Independence as well. It was 14-7 in favor of Central at halftime. Good to see league play begin. To Brush Prairie we go. Perhaps a prelude to the 2A Greater St. Helens League title game. Ridgefield Hawkinson, 7-time defending champs, both top 10 in the state. The Spudders would like to have a word, though. We're talking potatoes on defense, preying on the Hawks. The tip drill, Ryan Hookirk. Interception inside the 20. Same possession, 4th down in the 18. Spuds go for it all and bake this up. Braden Malella, Ty Snyder, 4th down score, 7-0 Ridgefield. More of that was on the table. Hawkinson picked again, rolling right, throwing left, and what reach by Carson Knight in shining armor for the INT. Boy, they would really hammer away. Papow, Davis, Pancow clears those pancake blocks, 14-0. Ridgefield back in the mark in the second. Malella, Jacob, Braunstein, Jacob with the K for the first half knockout from 7 yards out. Ridgefield back to the farm with their bellies full, 35-0. The first victory over the Hawks in 9 years. Wenatchee at Mountain View in the daylight from McKenzie Stadium. You know the 360 crew knows what to do in the afternoon. They were up 9-0. Their quarterback rolls left, tipped up and picked off by Kyle Chen from MVHS. Thunder rolls. Next play, Mitch Johnson drops back. Little bloop in the bucket. James Thompson, 25-yard score, 16-0. Soon later, Akili Kamau runs near side on the handoff, takes a defender around the corner to engage the Burners. 50-yard score, 23-0. Thundering Herd. More of that, same with the first. Johnson, Thompson, riddle the rhyme one more time. 31 yards for Team 41. A great Friday night for the gang in green, 51-14. We'll call it Christmas in Clackamas. Air 12 above the home of the Cavaliers. Onward with their game against Reynolds. Moved from Mount Hood Community College. Wish the Raider community well, as many from Reynolds had to forfeit their first 2 games, remain in COVID quarantine. They've back to comprehensive distance learning. That first score of the night, Luke Ash erupting behind that lava trail for the Cavs. That program does it on both sides of the ball, too. Caden Ludwig applies the pressure. Sullivan McDaniel, X marks the spot to recover. Aerials in the sky. How about Blake Baker, that touchdown maker, to Miles Williams, like to make the highlight reel yet again. The kid on the scene yet again. Cavs up big. They go on to get the big win. They're next home with Nelson if the Hawks can get back to health. A good win and a good night for those W's and a pair of L's. Liberty, Lake Ridge. This one felt like we might see it again in November. Pacers up 14-0. The Diamond Eyes, High Road Diamond, hero ball. Nothing finer than Parker Viner. Move the sticks and you kick it on in. A field goal would soon get Liberty on the ledger. Special teams being special, and it's always fun to see a monster return from the chopper. Air 12 here, Lucas Burkeen down there. Talk about welcome to the scene. What a machine here. Going behind the trees. Going to just be shy of going all the way, but Lake Ridge would certainly capitalize. Ryan Oliver, one of the better quarterbacks around. Jake Reichel, one of the better receivers around. Kid does it everything. Hauls it over the top of 2 defenders. Nice tight spiral. Reichel had 4 total scores, 42-13. Non-league competition continues for both next week. South Medford will next host Lake Ridge. The Panthers up by the lake in the home of the unbeaten Lakers. A late 8 o'clock kickoff. They're still playing right now. Dillon Lane can rock it morning, noon, and night. Night Train Lane, the first of his 2 INTs. Start the Laker day off right. Guts and glory from there. Gabe Olvera, he's a load and a half. The senior star shining and churning up the scene inside the red zone. The bread soon toasted for that late night snack. Olvera in the first of his 4 first-half scores. They are playing out the string late at Cobb Field. The Lake Show now goes on the road to Sheldon. Air 12 down 185th above Aloha. The Warriors and talent-laden Tualatin T-Wolves without their starting quarterback, Jackson Jones. But his good buds picked him up and led 43-0 in the fourth quarter. Aloha looking spectacular in their Americana threads. Hanging on there, Hunter Gerard, Marshawn Williams with the beast mode grab. Tualatin defense, though, doesn't mess around. A little pack of Wolves action. 43-0 the final. Another fun one on the horizon. West Salem at Tualatin next week. Aloha will host Sunset. Air 12 along Shoal, should say, for the schools on 175th. Tigard Mountainside. One of the prettiest new layouts in the countryside. Best lights around, too. Second quarter, that's Luke Davis on a mission in transition. First, the pylon wins it. Tigard out in front, 20-7. Then the turnover exchange. Brian Mannion just saw the squash kind of squirt loose out there in Pumpkin Country. Elijah Jackman around the edge to fall on the ball. But what taketh, what giveth. Caden Kingsbury, the silver streak below Air 12. That interception allowed the Mavs the chance to get within a score before half, but not to be. Would be fumbled on the 1. Tigard kept him out of it. That appeared to be on race hair, jarring it loose with Kellen Jolly on the recovery. Tigard on the road to the win, 30-13. Air 12 in Hillsboro, Century on the prowl at home with the lights out. For the Westview Wildcats, Rock Creek Kitties up 48-0. 5 touchdown passes on the night by Sam Levitt. That would be Matt Lasowski just seeking contact. Sideline enamored with that. The Wildcats got some big-time boys, can run that football. Century saves 6 more here. You can only hold back the water, though, for so long. Lasowski lowers the shoulders, skies around the defense, gives them 55 points. The Jags, though, would not be skunked. Cameron Smith going to catch this ball, move the chains for the Teal. You got to love the Jags look. Johnny Ellis then with the meal deal there. Six-piece nugget for meal. Century Hey, if I can talk right, I would have a different job. Something like that. 55-7. Pilot Dan Daryl Mitchell. Thanks for hanging out. The friendly skies in their off hours. PIL in Hillsdale. The Jefferson Democrats home of the Guardians. The newly named Ida B. Wells High on Vermont Street. Both looking for their first wins. Jeff up a touchdown early. Demarion Gates, DeAndre Fair. What a scoop, kind of a shoestringer. And he can go 2 of those white gloves. Demo's up 2 scores. And then another Jefferson drive. Second goal on the 14. Wells falls on it. Parker Feld Gore's going to get it. Guardians then on 3rd down from the 46. We're going to see Tom White to a wide open man down the field. DD for the TD. Davis Dufort 16-6 with a minute left in the 3rd. 16-6 for Jeff. Next week, McDaniel comes to Wells while Jeff hosts Lincoln. Still to come, we'll go to Southridge, plus boots on the ground here, weights in the air. Our high school spotlight on the knowledge and strength from West Salem, a sophomore. He's going to certainly pump you up. Plus, speaking of volume, our 2 live crews back from more hits. Bridget in Beaverton, Craig from Sunset. The moon's up, the mood's right. Let us know where you're watching the show. Plug in the hashtag Fox12FNL. We'll be back right after this on Fox 12.
You're watching Friday Night Lights on Fox 12 Oregon, presented by Pacific Office Automation. Welcome back to Friday Night Lights on Fox 12 Oregon, presented by Pacific Office Automation.
Well, getting back into the classroom has been a giant weight that has been lifted for so many student athletes in our region. For this week's high school spotlight, we went for the gains in independence to bulk up with the West Salem sophomore who has Olympic aspirations in weightlifting. Emma Dolke is a 15-year-old sophomore at West Salem High with a whole lot of weight on her mind, her chest, and over her head.
I made nationals my first year of weightlifting, which some kids it takes like 5 years.
Power cleans and jerks take a whole lot of work.
I don't want to say I'm like super good at it, but I feel like I am pretty good at it, but then again, I feel like just like being me, like I don't see myself as a better athlete than anyone.
It's okay to say you're really good at it. You're wearing the medals to prove it.
That's true.
Emma is the truth and a natural, competing in the past 2 national youth championships through USA Weightlifting. While online during COVID in 2020, Emma competed in Detroit, Michigan this past June.
It was my like first big like in-person meet, which was kind of scary.
Scary good and setting the bar high in the Motor City.
An Olympian came up to me and told me that I was the best lifter he'd seen at the competition, and that if I kept with it, I would become an Olympian, that I can make it to the Olympics, which is crazy. Like, it was really cool.
Under the guidance of her spotter and coach, Ruben Martinez, Dolke is the owner of 3 Oregon State records and is treated like royalty by kids and adults alike at Kiowa Fitness and Independence.
Because there's kids here that they're like, I want to be a weightlifter like Emma, and like, it's so cool. Like, I never thought that I'd be like such an inspiration to them, but it's really cool for me.
Emma got her start in CrossFit by watching her grandma Jane get into weightlifting, and that family bloodline and bond gets stronger with each repetition.
It's what I work hard at, and it's what I really want. And my dream is to be an Olympian in this sport.
You're watching Friday Night Lights on Fox 12 Oregon, presented by Pacific Office Automation. Welcome back to Friday Night Lights on Fox 12 Oregon, presented by Pacific Office Automation.
Well, Craig Burnback is our resident Cheery fellow and reports on our cheer of the night from the big game at Sunset High.
All right, Nick, we're back here at Sunset High School, the home of the Apollos, for the cheer of the night. I'm joined now with Caitlin. And Caitlin, I gotta ask you, are you scared of the rain? It might rain.
It might. I'm getting my rain jacket ready.
Cheerleaders, no big deal?
Not at all.
Why do you like being a cheerleader so much?
I really love my team. I love being out here every Friday night. It gets me involved in my school. I really enjoy it. I've been doing it forever.
And why are the Sunset Apollos cheerleaders the best cheerleaders?
We just have such a great team dynamic. We really love each other. I know each one of these girls. They're all my friends. I wouldn't go a day without them.
That is fantastic. It's time for the cheer of the night. Haley, take it away.
Hi, I'm Haley from Sunset Cheer Squad, and go Apollos! Sunset Apollos, let's go! Sunset Apollos, let's go! Sunset Apollos, let's go! Sunset Apollos, let's go! This time, Sunset Apollos!
Well, Bridget Chavez took in her first bowl night in the Beaver Den at Beaverton High, and boy, it was a darn good finish.
Last week was the first time the Beavers had fans back in the stands, and they're back again this weekend. Coach Boyer says they're going to do whatever it takes to keep playing every Friday night.
After last week, having the students back in the stands, having the win that we had, and just having the energetic, raucous event out here, yeah, we're very fortunate. We're just going to make the most out of what we've been given and do the best we can and just have fun with it.
Even though COVID and the possibility of cancellations loom, that's not distracting this team from focusing on what's ahead.
We're doing the best we can out here, the masks and stuff, and let's hope that we can still keep on playing on Friday nights.
Coach says whatever happens, happens, but they're full steam ahead and plan on playing every Friday night. In Beaverton, Bridget Chavez, Friday Night Lights.
All right, that's 3 weeks down. So many more to go. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you next week, week 4 of Friday Night Lights.
Thanks for watching Friday Night Lights on Fox 12 Oregon, presented by Pacific Office Automation.